So what we need from you guys, and I'm an old history major from the Air Force Academy, so Machiavelli once said that what you need to win a war are four things: good, loyal soldiers, gold, gold, and more gold. So tonight I'm asking you to sign up on a sheet to be volunteers and be good soldiers. I'm also asking you to drop some money in the donation box or talk to the candidates after they finish speaking and talk to them about what they need for their campaign. So take it easy, have a few more bites of your food, and then I'm going to bring up Charlie Pink and Damon Davis.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Damon Davis. I am the candidate for Colorado House District 55.
Yeah!
So a little bit about myself. I grew up here in Mesa County, went to Palisade High School just down the road, then went to the University of Denver for undergrad, and then to the University of Colorado for law school. Then came back home to Grand Junction to begin my legal career. I have one son from my first marriage. I'm engaged to a lovely woman, Jennifer, back here, who has two daughters. This here is where we make our home. It's where we're building our lives. It's where my loyalties lie, is Mesa County. And I want to be a strong representative for Mesa County. Throughout my 20-year legal career, I've represented the ordinary people of Mesa County. Construction workers, police officers, roughnecks, being their advocate and their voice in our courts of law. Now I want to be their advocate, their voice in the state capitol. I want to make sure the ordinary people of Mesa County have a strong voice in Denver and are heard there. And I want to make sure that Colorado works for working people. And that is really the centerpiece of my campaign, is standing up for working people, our blue-collar citizens, and making sure they're treated fairly, and making sure they're going to be able to get by. And that starts with addressing affordable housing. Right now, the median home price in Mesa County is over $400,000. The average income is $40,000. That doesn't compute. It doesn't add up. People cannot afford housing. And it's not even the median price, that's the problem. It's an acute shortage of houses that are under $300,000. The starter homes that people need to get on the track of home ownership. Apartments have also gone up. Apartments in Clifton that used to rent for $500, $600 a month are now over $1,000. People are just getting priced out of the market. There are ways to address this, and some of these are even bipartisan ways. I think we can get them passed. One is to address restrictive covenants, restrictive zoning regulations, and other restrictions that prevent the building of new housing and higher density housing that would be at a lower cost. We need to get rid of those restrictions. We need to get rid of the ability of NIMBYs to prevent the building of new buildings so we can have affordable housing for people. And I would even go a step further, and this may be a little ambitious, but if that doesn't work, we still can't get the starter homes built. I think we go back and look to what we did in the 40s, 50s, 60s. The government built housing, not for poor people, but for middle-class people in areas where housing shortages exist. And you can build affordable housing, starter homes, at a profit. It's just a lower profit than more expensive homes, so developers don't want to do it. But there's every expectation if the state built affordable housing, we could still sell that housing, the state would still make money on it, and would not have to raise taxes to get it done. Now, that's obviously not the first choice. I think the first choice is to address zoning, but I think it's something we should consider to get people into affordable housing. Beyond that, I want to stand up more strongly for worker rights and for our unions. We've really seen a growth in union membership and union interest. You're looking at Starbucks, you're looking at Apple, you're looking at other companies. We should build upon that. If you look historically, from the end of World War II through the 1970s, when union membership was at its height, income inequality decreased while real wages increased. Since the 1980s, as union membership has decreased, you see an increasing gap in income inequality, and real wages, especially for low and middle class workers, stagnating, not going up. I believe in strong unions because they give ordinary people both political strength and economic strength so they can stand up and compete with corporations. And even beyond union membership, we have some pretty good worker rights laws in Colorado. They could be better, but they exist. A lot of our workers are unfamiliar with them, don't have a good ability to enforce them. So I want to take steps to make those rights more accessible to working people. Instead of just putting up a poster in the workroom, let's have the employer give every employee a pamphlet in the employee's native language explaining their rights and how they can enforce them, so they can take it home and read it at their leisure. Let's increase the ability to enforce those rights through administrative procedures so that employees don't have to hire lawyers like me and go to court to enforce their rights. They can do it through a more efficient administrative process. Woo! Next thing economically I want to address is affordable higher education, because I believe that is the key to equality of opportunity to socioeconomic advancement. And it's not just colleges, it's increased access to vocational and trade schools, because there are a lot of good jobs in the trades, and college isn't for everybody. Not everybody's cut out for college, not everybody wants to do that, but we should give people an opportunity to get good jobs in the trades. I was talking to a gentleman at a PTO meeting, and he was telling me about how he got on-the-job training as a pipe fitter, paid for classes to become a welder, got a job as a welder, was making good money, was happy with his job, was proud of his job. And I think that's great. I think we should give more people that opportunity through trade schools.
Here.
For those students who are college bound, I think we need to bring down the cost of in-state tuition and in-state expenditures at our state schools. New Mexico has figured out how to give all of its students 2 years of free education. So if New Mexico can give free college education, I think Colorado can figure out how to make it more affordable for our students. That includes giving more money to our colleges and directing them to spend it on decreasing the cost of students. And that includes looking at whether we're using the money more efficiently. Maybe it's not a good idea to build a new athletic center or a new stadium. Maybe we should be reducing tuition for the students instead, reducing their loan debt, stuff like that. So that's some of the economic programs. I'll try to wrap it up because I know you don't want to hear me talk forever. Just a couple other little things, well, maybe not so little, but non-economic things is, I know people are concerned about crime. It is an issue. I want people to know that I support our law enforcement community. I support funding the police. I believe in Mesa County in particular, we've been blessed with a good law enforcement community who deserves our support. But simply putting more money into crime fighting isn't a solution unless we're spending it wisely. We're already the most incarcerated nation in the world, and that doesn't seem to be helping the crime rate. So if we're not helping the crime rate and we're more incarcerated than communist dictatorships, something's wrong there. Something's gone awry. And one of the issues we should look at, and I'm not the only one that says this, there's conservatives who say it, libertarians who say it, look at the recidivism rate. As many as 70% of people who are in prison end up going back. As many as 45% end up going back within 3 years. We need to give our prisoners life skills and vocational training so they have something to turn to when they get out of prison besides crime. This is not only a moral proposition to give people a second chance, a chance of redemption, but it is fiscally sound and public policy sound because it reduces crime and saves money. And the RAND Institute did a study. For every dollar you spend on education for prisoners, you save $4 to $5 later in cost to reduce recidivism. So it makes good sense to do that. And lastly, I think we need to improve and increase environmental conservation. This is becoming a more dire issue every year with the drought. Protecting our environment, protecting the natural world that we live in is the right thing to do. It is part of our Western Colorado identity, part of our heritage, to live in this wonderful, beautiful outdoors. But it is also important financially, economically, to Mesa County. If you look at agriculture, we need water and clean water to support our agriculture industry. Daily Sentinel reported agriculture contributes $70 million to Mesa County's economy. Tourism also depends on having a healthy environment. Again, Daily Sentinel reported that the Colorado Monument alone brings in $35 million for Mesa County's economy. So think about how much more is brought in by hunting, fishing, the Mesa, the Colorado River. All of these things depend on having an environment. So it's important both to our way of life, it's important just for the inherent value of nature, and it's important to our economy to take steps to protect the environment. So these are the things I'm running on, these are the things I'm interested in supporting. If you're interested in that as well, then I'll ask you for your support. I'm a single dad, I'm a fiance, I'm a full-time attorney, and I'm your candidate for Colorado House District 55. So I got a lot on my plate. So I'll take any help I can get. As a parent, I learned you need to ask for help. And as an attorney, a successful attorney, I think, I learned you don't find that success on your own. It's the people that help you out along the way, the mentors, the people that give you a hand up, a step up. So if you're willing to put up some yard signs, I've got yard signs down at Democratic Party headquarters. I can put more down there. I'll even bring them to you. Get on my Facebook, follow my Facebook, get the word out, and if you can, donate. I hate asking for money, but it's part of the job. You know, Rick Tiger's my opponent. He's got a name recognition advantage. I need money to get advertisements, to get mailings, to be on radio and TV, so I can get my message out there. And I hope you'll support me and join me in that.
Can we vote now?
So thank you, and then we do questions now, or
Yeah, no, we'll go ahead and do